Hello and welcome, my name is Urban and today we are going to take a look at our new product. This is the Armanov Smart Controller Unit and it's designed to fit on your Dillon standard variable case feeder. It upgrades the standard unit with smart functionality, a dual optical sensor, and is also able to count the number of rounds you produce. In the box you get everything you need to mount this smart controller to the Dillon variable case feeder. You get the unit itself with pre-primed cables and also detailed instructions on how to mount, how to use and set up this product. Smart controller unit is designed to be plug and play and to be completely reversible. In case you need in the future to put your case feeder back to stock, you can absolutely do so in just a couple of minutes. So now let's take a look at how to mount the Armanov Smart Controller on the Dillon case feeder. I have already removed the screws and now we can remove the top cover and put it aside and pull out the front panel. First of all, remove both connectors that go to the front panel and remove the red wire that is coming from the switch to the plug. When you have this removed, you will use a flathead screwdriver to remove the red, yellow and blue cable from the motherboard. And the black cable stays connected. You have two options. You can leave it connected like this. It needs to stay connected so it's safe if you accidentally plug something in here that you do not get a short circuit. Or you can completely remove it out, but in that case you also need to remove this one so you stay safe and avoid any short circuit to the system. Take the smart controller unit with its already prepared to fast connector cable and use this fast connection to connect the black wire with the yellow wire on the motor and make sure it's properly seated, and the red wire with the blue wire from the motor. Make sure it sits properly, and when you're done, you can simply slide the Armanov control unit and put the cover back on top. You use the original 6 screws to secure the Armanov controller and the case feeder cover back. Now the Armanov Smart Controller is installed on the case feeder and we can show you the functions on this one. So now that we have everything assembled, we will mount it on our machine like this one. I mounted it before. I will now also show you on this assembled unit how to set up the digital clutch and to use the other features the Armanov Smart Controller offers. So when your case feeder is mounted to the machine, you can connect it to the power by using the original Dillon power adapter. And before first use, you need to set up the digital clutch. This is important so the auto-reverse function will work properly. It is very simple to set up. Just press and hold the knob, power on, until you see set, and you will jump into program settings. You have P1 through P5, number 5 being the most powerful. As you know, all Dillon case feeder shell plates already have a friction clutch. So this is why you have to set up the digital clutch, because the mechanical and digital work in unison. By choosing the program, I would recommend starting with program number 2, because it is happy medium, and pressing enter. Now we will also check that this program is sufficient in combination with the mechanical clutch, and we do so by simply holding the shell plate and seeing if the auto reverse function initiates before the original mechanical clutch on the shell plate engages. So let's try. As you can see, on my case feeder, this engages perfectly, so I will leave it on setting number 2, but you can dial up or down accordingly. With this case, we simulated a jam and triggered the auto-reverse function. If this function triggers 3 times in a span of 10 seconds or less, the controller turns off the case feeder and shows error on the screen. If this happens, turn the controller off, manually resolve the problem, and when you're ready, turn the controller back on. You're ready to reload again. When you have the clutch set up, you can start reloading. One function that is very useful is the start and stop. If you need to jump out or do anything, you can just pause the Casefeeder system, and you can also set up the speed when it runs. Just simply click the knob and you have 9 settings of speed, so it suits perfectly to your needs. Setting that I also mentioned before is the counting or batch setting, and we set our batches or count by 2-second long press until we see count on the display, and now we have flashing numbers. If we go to 0, this means that the system will up count. So it will count normally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 every case that falls through the feeder. This is no stop, nothing, just normal counting. If you want to set a batch, you can do so by setting a number from 25 up to 9,900, and when confirming, the system will count down from the number you selected until 0 and stop case feeding at 0. So you know that your batch is now complete and you have the exact number of rounds you wanted. I will select this one now, so for 125, and if I put a case inside, you see it down counts, and it will do so until 0. Last but not least, a smart function, more a safety function of this setup is also if the case feeder runs empty of cases, or if your tube is full and no cases fall through the sensor in more than 2 minutes, it will automatically shut off just to protect the system of any harm. So with its dual optical sensor, digital clutch that also offers a smart auto reverse function, the ability to count the number of rounds you produce and set to reload in batches, this truly is a fantastic upgrade for your Dillon Casefeeder. If you like this product, you can find it in the link down below. So if you like our content, be sure to follow, subscribe and comment on our YouTube channel, and you can also follow us on our social media, Facebook, Instagram. Thank you for watching.